Yo, you told. What's the deal? You know what I'm saying? Another reaction video for y'all boys. Out this beat. We got mom and child disappear after a trip with ex-boyfriend. True crime. Before we get to the video, make sure y'all niggas like, comment, subscribe. Niggas be liking the videos and shit. I'm not finna get in y'all face this time, cause you know what I'm saying, I'm chilling right now, but you know what I'm saying, like the video please. You know what I'm saying? And let's get right to it.
Police in Vancouver, Washington received a call from a worried grandmother.
Grandma
And granddaughter, 27
Grandma looking
and
good.
6 years old,
Stop.
had
My
gone
phone,
missing.
my phone.
Mishay was a single mother, and her daughter Layla was her whole world.
Okay.
There was no obvious reason for them to abscond without telling their family members. Something darker was at play.
It's been since last Sunday since anybody heard,
that's your
or
dad.
talked to my daughter and granddaughter.
I'm missing a whole part of me. It's my sister and that's my niece. We don't know where they're at.
One of the last people to see Mishay Melendez alive was this man, Kirkland Warren. He was Mishay's ex-boyfriend, and they'd had a tumultuous relationship.
What does
But
that mean?
Kirkland said they were working things out, or they had been, when Mishay and her daughter disappeared. A young mother and a vulnerable child. It was imperative that the police find these two missing persons as soon as possible. But soon enough,
the fuck is that?
their investigations would reveal a twisted history and a murder that would leave Vancouver scarred for generations to come.
I don't come here with all questions. I do have some answers. What do you think my answers are?
Let's uncover those answers here on The Decoder, where we'll dive into exclusive interview and body cam footage to tell the terrible story of what happened to Mishay Melendez. Vancouver, Washington is one of the state's most populous cities. On the border with Oregon and close to the West Coast, it has a violent crime rate of 6.32 per 1,000 residents. This is higher than the state average, and made it even more concerning when Mishay Melendez and her daughter went missing in March 2023. 27-year-old Mishay was last seen with her daughter Layla by a friend
That's
in a
cool.
burgundy Dodge Charger on the
Sound
morning
like
of
a-
March 12th.
I don't know what that's
The
called,
driver
but
of this car
the
was
hair
Kirkland
like white.
Warren, her ex-boyfriend. It seemed likely that he had been the last person to see Mishay alive.
okay.
March 22nd, 2023.
Oh shit.
What seemed like an ordinary day in a prison in Vancouver. But for this detective, waiting at the chess table to conduct an interview, it was the most important day in this case. He'd been tasked with finding missing Mishay and Layla. He could only hope he'd ask all the right questions.
I guess first of all, how you holding up?
As I can
Good as you can. Okay. Because we're here in a jail, I'm gonna read your Miranda rights. So, I'm a missing persons detective. Okay. I also do a few other things like cell phones and computers. I'm a bit of a geek, but part of me being a geek is I also have to do missing persons. So, in my missing persons investigation, Joanne told me at some point in the night of March 12th, she saw you with, is it Mishay or Misha?
Mishay.
Kirkland said that he, Mishay, and Layla had stayed the night together in a friend's apartment.
Did she say she was going somewhere? Can you tell me anything about that?
No, there was no talk about going anywhere. We had went out. Well, initially we came over to Joe's house because she was a mutual friend.
Okay.
We just came over there like, this is really my girlfriend, so.
So you guys went over to Joe's because she's a mutual friend, right?
Okay.
We were literally just going to talk and be together. Like we slept together that night, everything.
He said they were meeting to reconcile after some drama in their relationship. According to him, everything went well that night, and they left Joe's house in the morning as planned.
Joe says that she saw at some point in the night, you and Mishay left. You guys came back, and then
Well, I thought they spent the night.
you and left the apartment with Mishay, who apparently was out in your car. What kind of car do you drive?
Charge.
The Dodge Charger, right? Yeah. And then where'd you guys go after that?
It wasn't nighttime then. It was the morning time. Miche had parked the car down the street. We went down the street and took her to the car, and
okay.
and that was it.
Kirkland told the investigator that Miche had left her car further down the street and that he drove her and her daughter over to it. He let them out and they drove away. This, according to him, was the last time he ever saw the pair alive. Miche and Layla were reported missing on March 18th, 6 days later.
This just happened, bro.
Miche was an independent woman with her own life, but she wouldn't do something reckless like disappear without telling her family. She took good care of her daughter, who often appeared in her TikTok videos, doing dances with her mom. Layla, though only 6, was doing well in school and had a promising life ahead of her. Miche once said, "I don't know how I got blessed with such an amazing daughter. She was beloved by her mom and her mom's entire family, including
I got
Miche's
the
mother,
hair thing too.
Layla's grandmother. When her mom didn't hear from her all week, she called the police. The Vancouver Police Department conducted a welfare check on Miche's apartment and found no sign of Miche and Layla. But the next day, Miche's mom, desperately searching for her daughter and granddaughter, discovered Miche's car. It was abandoned in the Van Mall neighborhood, the same neighborhood where she and Layla had stayed with Kirkland on the night of the 11th. Kirkland said he'd tried to
How'd they
contact
find
her
that?
that same day.
And then I tried contacting her later on that day because she had left her purse. And then
So, I'm sorry, she left her purse?
she left her purse.
Okay, so she left her purse in your car?
Yeah.
Okay.
But literally after that, Joe, even then, I had tried to, I didn't call her on a regular phone. I called her Google Duo, just because she said it was the safest. Called her
What?
Google Duo, she wasn't picking up.
And this is because she's missing, right? Like you were trying to get a hold of her and you couldn't.
I mean, it wasn't a big concern at first, because
Okay.
I literally just thought she
Who the
was
fuck
just
calls on Google Duo?
or something.
Kirkland and Miche had an on-again, off-again relationship. It didn't seem unusual that she wouldn't contact him for a while. He said he went to a bagel shop after dropping her off, and then to another friend's house, Nettie's. Her absence didn't concern him until she was reported missing nearly a week later.
So where do you think they're at?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay.
Is there any history of them running off?
Not that I know of.
No.
Okay, so when you went over to Nettie's, what did you and Nettie do?
We just hung out at a bagel and just watched TV.
Did you buy her a bagel too?
Yeah.
Is she like a girlfriend?
No.
No, she's just a friend.
Miche is my girlfriend. Miche is my girlfriend. But me and my wife are in the process of being separated.
Wait, what?
Kirkland grew up in Pine Bluff, Arkansas.
Wait, what did
He
he
was the
say?
son of a municipal judge who resigned.
Wait, he has a wife and a girlfriend, but he went to another girl's friend house? Wait, I'm confused. So Miche's his girlfriend, and he has a wife that they're being divorced? I'm confused, I'm not gonna lie.
In 2009, following allegations of misconduct, including second-degree forgery, abuse of office, and attempted theft of property. In the last few years, Kirkland had moved to Vancouver, Washington, where he married a woman named Monet Tyler Warren.
So this is the wife.
She and Kirkland had 2 daughters. Aged 26 in the spring of 2023, she worked at a bank in Portland. But she'd recently been accused of stealing money from customer accounts and transferring it to others. The theft amounted to nearly $25,000. This wasn't a random, unconnected incident. On November 21st, 2022, Monet's credentials were used to alter account information at the credit union in order to steal, and $20,000 was transferred into an account under Miche Melendez's
Bro, you
name.
can't do shit
Miche
online,
was
nigga.
also
They gonna
seen
track
in
all
surveillance
that.
footage opening an account at the credit union that same month and exiting Monet's car. The 2 women knew each other and may have been tangled up in a criminal scheme together.
Wait, what?
This made sense.
Wait, the
with
wife and the
Miche's
girlfriend knew each
social
other?
Media presence. She was an active TikTok user until her last post on December 20th, 2022. Right around the time of the thefts from the credit union, she began to go dark online, perhaps trying to minimize her exposure in case of an investigation. In both of her last posts, she could be seen with Kirkland. But what was Miche and Monet's connection? How had they developed this scheme?
That's the
if they were
girlfriend, that's the
indeed
wife.
Both involved. The only thing the two women had in common was one man, Kirkland Warren.
That nigga ugly as a
And Monet
bitch.
blamed Kirkland when she was questioned by police. She said she'd been changing the account information on behalf of her husband, who'd asked her to help him steal money. He said he was divorcing Monet, but his relationship with her wasn't just turbulent, it was criminal. And this went for his relationship with Miche, too. They'd been staying at their friend's apartment instead of one of their own for a specific reason, a restraining order.
You guys were going to stay. How long you guys been staying there?
What?
Literally the first night.
Okay, gotcha.
Because we, like I said, went
So him and his girlfriend be doing illegal shit,
Understood.
and his wife be doing
Previous
illegal
December,
shit.
Miche had called 911 to report that Kirkland had assaulted her,
Okay.
including firing shots at her balcony window as she was looking outside. In February, investigators had corroborated her story with a friend who was also present during the altercation. But a mere 2 weeks later, on February 17th, Miche recanted the accusation. She said she'd lied about the shooting and that she and
Why?
her friend both had mental health and substance abuse problems. She discredited herself and wanted the police to assure her that Kirkland wouldn't be arrested. But the police found this suspicious. On March 2nd, they arrested Kirkland on charges of second-degree domestic violence assault,
Oh, shit.
drive-by shooting, making a false statement, harassment, and possession of a stolen firearm.
Damn.
The prosecutor said he posed an extreme risk to
How much
Miche's
time he got?
safety, with a score of
Oh, shit.
31 on a scale of 1 to 18. The judge held him on bail of $100,000 and ordered a domestic violence no-contact order. Kirkland violated this order within only hours of its issue. He called Miche twice from the Clark County Jail, saying she was the reason he'd been arrested and that he needed her to get the charges dropped. She said she was trying her best. He was released on bail later that day, but was cited in court for violating the no-contact order. A higher bail and GPS monitoring was ordered
Is this nigga
on March
retarded?
6th. But the next
Bro, that
day,
nigga
the
called
case
her. He
was
wasn't even supposed to
dismissed.
call her in
He
jail.
was not fitted with a GPS monitor.
They're not protected. DV has never
Who's
really
that?
been taken
Auntie.
seriously. The restraining orders are false security blankets. He was released with no GPS in the first place.
With this troubled history, he was the first suspect the police looked to in their investigation of the mother and daughter's disappearance. They served a search warrant for his house and car, and on March 19th, they took him into custody based on the violation of the order.
Wait, is this before he's in the jail talking to the detective or after? No, it's gotta be after.
Listen, you
I
are
mean,
under
before,
arrest for a violation, okay? Do you understand? If you do not obey commands, force may be used against you. Do you understand?
This gave the police the opportunity
God
to
damn.
interview him about Miche and Layla.
So
Okay, that's-
I'm trying
that
to
was
gather
before,
leads,
okay,
right?
bet.
So if you were me, where would you go looking for? And again, if I find, I'm likely gonna find Miche, right? So where do you think they're hiding out at? Where do you think would go? Where would she want to be?
I don't know. The only, and then like I said, again, I'm not trying to point fingers or anything. Her ex-husband literally took like,
Nah, hold
and
on,
wouldn't give her
bro.
back for a couple days, and we had an issue.
Nigga
with
throwing a
that.
random nigga under the bus.
When was that?
This was like sometime last year, maybe.
Kirkland suggested that maybe Miche's ex-husband had something to do with it. But the police had already visited him and determined that Miche and Layla weren't with him. And unlike Kirkland, he didn't have an outstanding no-contact order against him.
Fair enough. I'm trying not to get too involved in your other case, right? But like I said, I'm more interested in that little girl. Okay, that is, Miche could be anywhere, right? But I mean, I'm sure you love that little girl like everybody else, right? I mean, that little girl got a lot of family, right?
Two of my old-
Wait, is that his daughter? That little girl or no?
Literally, when Miche gave her brother the car, I'm the one that got up in the morning to take Layla to school every morning.
And you're kind of soft-spoken. Do you mind if I pull up a chair? Sweet, man.
There's no, I got a whole lot of shit I'm already dealing with, and this just makes everything worse.
Like what? Like your other cases?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I only had one other case, and I've never ran from it. I've always been at every court date on time. I was bail, never got in trouble since. This is the most trouble I've been in since.
Kirkland presented himself, if not as an upstanding citizen, then at least one who was trying to do better and was complying with the terms of his past run-ins with the law. But this wasn't true, because there was something else the investigators knew about him, something that made him even more of a suspicious figure.
Where did you live before you lived here?
Arkansas.
Kirkland hadn't left Arkansas just because he longed for the western seaboard. He'd fled another criminal case, this time a murder. In November 2017, a 57-year-old man called Curtis Urquhart went missing in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Earlier that year, he'd been charged with second-degree forgery and theft of property. His body was discovered lying in a ditch by 3 men on December 11th. He'd been shot in the head, and his body had been mutilated by wildlife. He'd last been seen leaving a law office with Kirkland, then 22, on November 27th. This threw Kirkland under suspicion of his murder, and the police brought him in for an interview. Kirkland admitted he'd killed Curtis. That same December, his Google history showed searches for how to get blood out of a car seat, how to beat murder, killing the owner.
There's no way that nigga did that. This gotta be made up, bro. Nah. Bro, no. This gotta be made up, bro. There's no way in hell he searched that up, bro. What the fuck?
Only witness and other ways to get away with murder. He'd said he and Curtis had left the notary's office together and driven around. When Curtis had started to demand money from him, Kirkland refused, but Curtis kept insisting, and he said he was scared for his life. He reached under the driver's seat and pulled out a handgun, which he used to shoot Curtis in the head. He then dumped Curtis's body in a ditch and drove away. Kirkland was charged with first-degree murder and abuse of a corpse. He was released on $250,000 bond, and at some point between 2018 and 2020, moved across the country to Washington State. There, far from obeying the terms of his bail, he continued to violate it. In 2020, Vancouver police investigated him for possession of a stolen semi-automatic handgun. He surrendered it to them, but the following March he lied on an application to buy another semi-automatic handgun, saying he wasn't under indictment for a felony. The application was denied. But he got hold of a gun somehow anyway, because in December 2022, he used it to shoot at Miche's balcony window.
How is this nigga free?
Kirkland's murder charge in Arkansas was still pending, and now the disappearance of a mother and child was connected to his name.
What?
On March...
Bro, this nigga's a menace to society, bro. How is that... Bro, how is that nigga free? Nigga, what the fuck? Wait. First of all, how the fuck did he get out on bond with no monitor? From the first murder charge? How the fuck? He admitted to it. What? How the fuck was he on bond without ankle monitor? How the fuck was he able to move across the country without... Bro, what? Then bought another handgun. Gave it. He bought a switch. Gave it back. He gave it back to him. He tried to buy another switch. He didn't let him. And he bought another gun. And he shot at his girlfriend's house. How the fuck is this nigga free? And after he shot at his house, they took him in and let him back go. How is this nigga even free, gang? What the fuck? Yo, bro, pack this nigga up, bro. This nigga should have been packed up, bro. Bro, that nigga violated so many, bro. Come on, bro. Ain't no way this nigga, bro. This shit could be prevented, bro. This nigga should have been behind bars. What the fuck? Nah, bro. What? How?
17th, 2023, the day before Miche and Layla were reported missing, an Arkansas judge revoked his bail in the murder case. On the 22nd, he appeared in court and admitted he was wanted in Arkansas, but refused to waive extradition to be turned over to the authorities there. The judge ordered that he be held without bail. And that same day, 2 bodies were found.
On Wednesday morning, the Clark County Sheriff's Office got a call from someone who was walking on this rural road in Washougal. The caller described what they believed to be 2 life-sized mannequins down an embankment near a creek. But when deputies arrived on scene, they discovered 2 bodies. Investigators contacted Vancouver police, who determined this was likely Miche Melendez and Layla Stewart.
They'd both been killed by gunshot wounds to the head. Miche had been shot once and Layla twice, and Layla had been assaulted. The investigators took this discovery to their interrogation of Kirkland.
Like sexually assaulted? No.
Do you think I'm here because maybe God put me here?
You're here to do your job.
Yeah.
Bro, pack that nigga up. Nah, get that nigga in the chair, bro. That nigga is a menace to society, bro.
You don't know?
I hope not.
You hope not?
I hope not in the way you think. I hope not in the way that I think you're about to say.
What do you think I'm about to say? Kirkland?
Just tell me they're okay.
I can't tell you that.
That's all I need to hear. Just
what do you think? Where do you think they are?
I don't know.
Kirkland, I'm here to ask about what actually happened.
When you're in that room, hey, say, when you're in that room, they already know what's going on, gang.
If I didn't think that maybe you'd want to talk about it.
I didn't do anything.
You didn't do anything? So what did happen?
I don't know. I don't know where they are.
You don't know where they are?
A nigga that don't know, nigga would be like, bro, I don't know. That's what I would do. Like,
do you think maybe?
Cause I'd be scared to go to jail for something I did not do. So I'm turned up like, nigga, I don't fucking know, nigga. Like, that's how I'm be.
Fair enough. I'm not here to think about past stuff.
Don't run from it.
Then tell me about what happened to that baby.
I don't know.
You do know.
I don't.
You shot that baby, bro.
I don't want to go down the road with all the stuff that I have on my phone. I want to hear it from a man.
So he got 3 murders.
Your man that maybe made a mistake, not a monster?
Not a monster. I made my mistakes in the past.
So tell me about the mistake that happened.
The one in Arkansas?
No.
No, nigga, no, nigga.
Tell me about that, man. Tell me about this baby.
I don't know.
Kirkland tried to bring the conversation back to his past charges, including the murder in Arkansas. But he'd already confessed to that. This was something new, and it displayed eerily similar hallmarks to the killing of Curtis Urquhart. They'd been shot in the head like Curtis and left in a ditch also like Curtis.
I was there. I was at the scene. I know what road you were off of. I know why there's mud on your car. I know why there's tire tracks down that little road that goes up where you turned around and went back. I know all that stuff.
Yeah, bro. I know he probably like, what the fuck?
I don't even know if you did it. Everyone wants to know why.
Yeah, like, they don't, nigga, like, he basically saying, nigga, I know you did it, nigga. I'm just like, why did you do it, gang? Like,
I know all that stuff. I don't need to know if you did it. Everyone wants to know why. And I think a man like you would at least give people the peace of mind of to at least know why.
I didn't do anything.
The investigator urged him to confess, but he refused.
But this is your opportunity to at least tell your family why.
You done talking. I told you I didn't know anything. We can go with an attorney from there.
He asked for his attorney. But even without a confession, the evidence was mounting that he'd had something to do with Miche and Layla's murders. On March 13th and 15th, he texted a friend asking if she knew of secluded local areas like woods or a place where he could bury a gun.
is this nigga retarded?
On the 15th, he also transferred $4,200 from Miche's bank account to his own using her phone. He texted another friend on March 18th saying, I need to get rid of this stolo, which is slang for a stolen car. It was possible he was referring to the Charger that Miche and Layla had last been seen in. On a search of this car, the police discovered shell casings, a large blue tarp, and both Misha and Layla's blood. It seemed certain that they'd been killed in his car. They talked to the friend that Misha and Kirkland had been staying with on the night of the 11th. This friend, Joe, said that they'd both left the house at about 5 a.m. March 12th, saying they were going out to make some money. Kirkland came back in his car at about 8 a.m., blasting loud music with Misha in the passenger seat. She was naked from the waist down and seemed to be passed out. Joe reached into the car to turn the music down, and Kirkland shouted at her to close the car door. But she didn't suspect something was amiss. Fatefully, she handed Layla and Layla's kitten Rocky over to Kirkland, and Kirkland drove off. Kirkland often took Layla to school, and she trusted him like a father. When she got into his car that morning, she would have no idea what was coming, and no idea that her mom was already dead in the front seat. Her life had so much promise as a 6-year-old child, and it was cruel.
Time out. So when JoJo came to the car, she was
naked from the waist down, and
so at this point, she's dead.
Seemed to be passed out.
Wait, she was passed out. She wasn't dead then.
Car at about 8 a.m., blasting loud music.
Okay, it's 8 a.m.
in the passenger seat.
She's in a car, passed out.
She was naked from the waist down and seemed to be passed out. Joe reached into the car to turn the music down, and Kirkland shouted at her to close the car door. But she didn't suspect something was amiss.
How did she not suspect something? How?
Thankfully, she handed Layla and Layla's kitten Rocky over to Kirkland.
Okay, boom. Them two left the house, came back. She was naked. The kid was at JoJo's house. JoJo dropped the kid and the cat off. Layla's in the back seat, and the cat's in the back seat. The mom's in the car dead, and so they're driving now. So damn.
Kirkland drove off. Kirkland often
How the
took
fuck
Layla
JoJo
to
not
school,
know,
and she
gang?
trusted him like a father.
Damn, bro,
When
poor
she
kid,
got into
bro.
his car that morning, she would have no idea what was coming, and no idea that her mom was already dead in the front seat.
God damn.
Her life had so much promise as a 6-year-old child, and it was cruelly snatched away.
And Layla had a little kitten named Rocky. That night, pictures of her, she had a kitten on her shirt. She loved cats. And when Joanna Cardinal put her in the defendant's car, she had Rocky with her. And it's our hope that Rocky was the last thing that she saw at the time in which she passed this earth.
The loss of Layla has left a void in my heart that can never be filled. Every day,
Oh,
I
shit.
wake up with the pain, knowing that my little girl will never grow up.
Our family has been torn apart by grief and the endless questions that haunt us every
Wait, but they never told us why, though.
He a 7-year-old and then shot her and killed her.
You
That
have
nigga,
judges
bro,
that let him out.
give
should
that
never
nigga
have let him out.
exactly. That's what I said.
You have
Nigga
a
should have
district
never
attorney
been
who
out on
gave
bail.
him bail. Why would you give somebody bail who has this kind of a history?
With all the evidence mounting, Kirkland had to change his story. He then claimed that he'd given Misha a pistol to use to protect herself in her line of work, about which he was vague.
What line of work?
He said that on that fateful morning they'd been arguing in the car about his second cell phone, and she'd fumbled with her gun during the conversation. She'd accidentally shot her daughter twice and then herself. This was what he claimed.
Nigga, I don't fuck.
But why try to hide the bodies? And it would be some coincidence with the facts of the case so closely resembling the 2017 murder of Curtis Urquhart. Ultimately, Kirkland Warren had no choice but to plead guilty. He admitted to the murders of Layla and Misha, and he entered an Alford plea to a charge of assaulting Layla. This plea allowed him to maintain his innocence, but functioned as a guilty plea in sentencing. For these crimes, he was sentenced to life in prison.
Life? Give that nigga the chair, gang. What's up? Nah, what?
I can't even
Bro,
make any more memories.
Bro, if that was my family member, gang, I'm bro, in that courtroom, nigga, I'm finna give you the meanest hooks. bro, as much as I can do before you go to jail again. I'm not gonna lie,
Miché's
bro.
family
Like,
questions
bro,
why he was allowed out on bail
Exactly.
for the domestic
Why?
violence charge when
Why?
he had a murder case standing against him.
Why?
The trouble is when we have a legal system with district attorneys and judges, they are horribly undertrained in domestic violence.
Oh, wow.
They know laws.
Great.
But they don't know a perpetrator, they don't know the characteristics of a perpetrator, and they don't know what they do to a victim.
He also pleaded guilty to Curtis's murder. His sentence for this 7-year-old crime will run concurrently with the life sentence handed down for the killing of Layla and Miché. And though Arkansas
Yes.
is a death penalty state,
Yes.
that punishment has been taken off the table.
Are you
It was
fucking
abolished in
serious?
Washington state in 2023. The motive for the murders remains unknown, though his interference in Miché's accounts and his theft scheme involving his wife Monet suggest it was potentially financial. Monet pleaded guilty to 2 counts of first-degree theft and 2 counts of attempted identity theft.
That's
Was
the wife.
sentenced to 2 years probation.
That's the wife.
Kirkland Warren now begins his life sentence. But the Clark County community is angry, and Miché and Layla's family won't ever move on.
That shit crazy, bro. That nigga should have been in jail, gang.
From the family to the larger community, this tragic case has brought many tears. At a vigil at Vancouver's Esther Short Park the weekend after Miché and Layla's bodies were found, hundreds came out to remember and honor them, including Layla's classmates.
We really want to honor the family and make sure they get like lots of support for their
Bro, he should have been in jail, bro.
Layla and
Real
her
shit.
mom is gone.
Close friends with Layla and Miché. Layla was pretty much my niece. So yeah, this has been very heartbreaking. I hope something changes.
Nigga
I
got
hope
3
that
murders.
If a victim comes out,
He
and
sexually
they're scared,
assaulted her
that the
daughter and
police
her.
do way more
That
than
nigga's
what
a bro.
they did
How is
for
this nigga
her.
not
What do
getting
you
in
think
chair
about
game?
this
What's
tragic
up, bro?
story? Could Miché and Layla's
Bro,
killings have been
that's fucked
prevented?
up.
Let us know
Yes,
your
bro.
thoughts in the comments below.
That nigga should have been in jail for the first murder
Until
in
next
fucking
time,
Arkansas.
Stay safe. Keep up
Ni-
with our
Bro,
channel.
nigga got on bail with no monitor. How the fuck you get on bail for a murder charge with no monitor? How? That's fucked up.